Hello and welcome to Green Shoots, a show where we catch up with the founders of startup companies to have a heart to heart chat about the journey of their ventures from the genesis of the idea to its nurturing and its growth. I'm Anisha Nayar Dhawan. On our show today, we have Mr. Aditya Malik, MD and CEO of Talentedge. Aditya, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Anisha. Pleasure to be here.
Aditya, edtech companies are doing really well ever since the outbreak of the pandemic, and Talentedge has also registered scorching growth. Would this have been possible without the pandemic?
I think my personal view is that pandemic has helped us mainstream the education, mainstream the online education or edtech as we call it. But I think edtech is a story whose time has any which ways come in a country like India. So I feel to answer your question in a short way, I think it would have anyway happened. It's an idea whose time has come. Just that the pandemic has helped us expedite it and mainstream the education a little faster than otherwise it would have done.
Could you tell us what is the USP of Talentedge? Because during the pandemic, people felt insecure about their jobs and felt this urgent need to upskill. But they have many venues to upskill. There are these many platforms, Upskill, Udemy, many more. Some people have just gone straight to a university they know about and signed up there for their online course. So what is the USP of Talentedge? What has helped it grow?
So our intent is to give a learner the same experience what he or she would have otherwise got at a campus, at the university campus. As you rightly said, there are too many platforms available in the market, and people are approaching the same problem from a different way. What we did was we ensured, and we still ensure, that a student or a learner coming on our platform gets the same experience which they would have got at IIM Lucknow or XLRI or a MICA campus, which means live and interactive learning, which means similar assessments, which means interactions. Because one thing in higher education is, as you would appreciate, is the exposure and the experience which a student gets when he or she goes through the journey. So I think that's where we have an edge over others, where the entire ecosystem is set up like this, that they almost feel that they are sitting in a campus and going through the learning, which is live and interactive, pretty rigorous, and we take them to a journey of the course, handhold them to the journey of the course. So I think that's where we feel we are different than couple of others.
Aditya, how many institutions have you tied up with? And is that also a factor? I go to one platform and have a choice to pick a course which is offered by top line universities, not one university, but top line universities. So, can you tell us who all have you partnered with? And is that roll call going to increase in the years ahead?
So we have partnered with over 30 institutions, both internationally and domestically. Domestically, we have partnered with Ivy League colleges like a couple of IIMs, XLRI, MICA, SPJ in Mumbai, etc. Internationally, we have partnered with Cornell and UCLA. Then there are lots of top 100 NRF ranked universities whom we support in India. So the intent is to take the best quality education across to the masses. That's what our government wants. That's what our PM has been striving for, and that's what we are also focused on. So yes, that's a key factor, that when somebody comes on our platform or a website, not only he or she has options to choose across many partner universities and institutes, but also has an option to choose across many courses across HR, finance, tech, analytics, MBA, BBA, etc. So whole plethora of options are available along with many partners.
Right. And how many students have enrolled so far? How many degrees have been given by Talentedge in partnership with universities?
So we have from the date from inception, we have more than 500,000 learners passing through our platform across multiple courses, not only degree courses, these are certificate courses as well, upskilling courses as well. So we have touched the lives of 500,000 learners, as we like to call them, and this is spread across many programs across many partner universities and Ivy League colleges.
All right. So, could you tell us? We've understood how the model works, and we've understood that the pandemic has given a good push to the edtech sector. But what made you come up with this idea of talent edge? You saw a need because you usually what happens is that companies, especially in the tech world, they do train their employees on their own so that
Mhm.
they have the requisite skills to keep innovating for how technology changes. So, what made you think that your platform could be a go-to for people who are looking to upskill? What was the
So,
idea, genesis of the idea?
so Anisha, what is happening in India? If you look around, the gross enrollment ratio in tertiary education, we are at about 27.5% roughly, which is education beyond secondary. And similar comparative metric for countries like China is about 55%, and countries like US is about 80%. So while on one side you see enough colleges and universities across the country and spread across the countryside as well, the gross enrollment ratio is still fairly low. So one of the key things for us is how do we take education, quality education, to the masses? Look at what is happening around the country as of now. It's all about inclusion, whether inclusion through getting the non-banked population to open the bank accounts, opening, giving them medical facilities, launching medical ID, etc., etc. Similar story has to be repeated in education, where a person sitting in a small town down south, northeast, north, south of the country should be able to get the same quality education what he or she otherwise would have got from a top Ivy League campus. So that was the genesis of the idea, where you want to make sure that the, as in India it's called jam, jandan Aadhaar, and jandan and Aadhaar. Similarly, I would call it JME, JAME. So education becomes the fourth pillar there, where we are genuinely able to take education from a IIM or a top ranked university to the last person sitting somewhere in a village or a remote corner of the country. And that's where we are focused on, and that's where we feel we have an opportunity to touch many more lives, more than what we are doing today.
So, what has this meant for your growth? I've heard that your revenues have zoomed up. So, could you touch
Yes.
upon the growth in numbers?
So we have almost 100% growth in last 6 months. The impact of the pandemic, not only impact of the pandemic, but also the impact of the new education policy, which was launched last year by Government of India, where they allowed top universities to offer online degree programs, and we work in supporting many universities to offer online degree programs. So that also gave us a lot of tailwinds. Government allowed online degrees, government allowed dual degrees, where a student, when he or she is doing a full-time course in any university, he or she can also enroll in parallel for an online degree as well. And those things, those regulatory tailwinds, as well as obviously mainstreaming of the online education because of pandemic, has given us 100% growth in the first 6 months of this financial year, vis-a-vis last year.
Okay, that's amazing. A very strong growth coming in. And are you a profitable enterprise? Are you spending a lot on burning cash on marketing, on bringing in more learners? What does it look like on the bottom line?
So we are still EBITDA negative, although at business margin level we are close to break even, which at from a business level. What is happening is, as you rightly said, since because of growth coming in, we are in a constant investment phase to hire more people and expand the operations. So because of that, there's always expenditure ahead of the revenue coming in, and that is driving the EBITDA negative point there. But from a at a standalone business level, we are close to break even.
Right. Aditya, you said you're investing to grow. So with this grow, will this growth also be inorganic? Are you also looking at acquisitions? Because I think you bought a stake in a Hyderabad-based company recently.
Yes.
Are you looking to acquire more companies to grow quickly?
That is in the horizon, but not for the next 6 months. And I'll tell you why not for next 6 months is because with this new education policy, the our hands are completely full in terms of organic expansion itself. So the intent is for the next 6 months, grow as much as we can or set the right platform for growth. And in the next financial year, which is 23-24, look for opportunities to grow inorganically as well. So next 6-7 months, it's organic, and then we'll explore the inorganic opportunities, both in the forward as well as backward integration as we go forward.
And your growth plans, do they remain India centric? Are you looking to expand abroad? Because, there are a lot of foreign students who come to India also to study. There are some marquee institutes in our country as well. So, what is the plan when it comes to geographic growth?
So as of now, the intent is to focus on India. The As I mentioned to you, the opportunity is to increase the gross enrollment ratio and reach out to the masses. And with the online degrees opening up, that has become a huge opportunity for us to capture the market, and we are already seeing the impact of that in our revenue and profitability numbers. And India opportunity is so huge, with a lot of foreign companies entering India. Everybody wants a pie of India. Everybody wants to make sure that they get they go after the Indian middle class, etc. So I think we have an opportunity for next couple of years to focus and consolidate in India. We have a head start with the kind of partnerships we have signed. We have a head start in kind of penetration we have achieved in the Indian markets vis-a-vis some of our competitors. So I feel that in next couple of years, our focus is going to be India, and then we will look at opportunities outside, because from a pure business sense and focus perspective, capturing Indian market is a huge opportunity for us, which will help us expand much faster than anywhere else.
Aditya, have you also tied up with international universities? Because we know that at graduate level, at master's levels, a lot of Indian students go to study abroad. Will they have a solution sitting at home? Could they get international degrees on Talentedge?
Yes, so we have tied up with a couple of universities, and more tie-ups are in pipeline. Our intent is to get them at an affordable price. As I mentioned to you, one of the things for us is education has to be all about inclusion, and edtech has to drive inclusion. Unfortunately, not many companies are driving inclusion as of now. But edtech has to be all about democratizing the education, driving inclusion, getting it to the last person on the ground, getting the right education. So yes, we are in advanced talks with a couple of large global universities as well, apart from what we have signed up, to get them to get to India the affordable education, which can happen online, and also it can happen in a format which is called transnational education, which means maybe 2 years here and 2 years there in an undergrad course, or a year here and a year there in a postgrad course. And it's all about making sure our students get the same education at a much more affordable price than what they are getting in a developed country like US or Canada or Australia.
So over the next couple of years, you sign up with more universities, some international ones as well. How many learners are you looking to sign up? What kind of revenue projections are you working with? You want to do it in an inclusive fashion, but in business metrics, what does it mean? The number of students enrolling, what does it mean?
Yeah, so our immediate metric is in next 12 months we need to double. With the kind of base we have, we need to double. That's the first immediate target we have in line of sight, as we call it. And double the number of students, double the revenue. And even if we are driving inclusion, as you rightly said, it's all about making sure that while you are delivering quality education to people, commercially it should make sense for all of us. Commercially it should make it the right metric for the investors, for the shareholders, and for the team working on it. And I feel that opportunity is there for us, and we are working towards that. So doubling in next 12 months, and then going forward from there, 60-70% growth year on year is something what we are looking for.
That's impressive, 60-70% growth. But Aditya, are you also looking to raise funds?
Yes, we are. And predominant reason for raising funds is to have the growth capital with us. With the, as I mentioned, tremendous sectoral tailwinds, regulatory tailwinds, opportunity, markets there, proven track record of what we have done in last so many years has set the right foundation for us now to expand significant, much more significant space. So yes, we are looking to raise money in next 6 months or so before the end of this financial year. That's the target. Overall, we think we need about 300 crores or 300 to 350 crores, almost about $50 million in next 24 to 30 months. So that's the kind of money we are looking to raise in next in next couple of rounds to set us up for a significant growth and numbers we have targeted for us to achieve.
All right. That's an ambitious target, and you have ambitious growth plans also in the years ahead. Aditya, as an entrepreneur, what would you like to suggest or advise would-be entrepreneurs? Because edtech as a space since the pandemic has really taken off. Do you think there is more room to grow in this space? What would you say to entrepreneurs who are perhaps not in this space? Is this the best time for startups?
I personally feel this is the best time for startups with the kind of changes happening in the country, regulators, and so many entrepreneurs. You see about a unicorn a day coming up, and the best part is the failure is not looked down upon. It's okay to fail in business and restart all over again, and it's all about that. It's all about, a few years back, you failed the business, you were almost seen like somebody who was, it's almost blacklisted and you can't do anything again. I think that's the biggest shift which has happened in the Indian entrepreneur ecosystem, where it's okay to fail. You are given a second chance, you're given a third chance, and as long as you're at it, you will succeed. So I think that's the best time. Two, I think personally, with where when I moved into this journey, I think I was a few years late. I would have loved to start much more earlier, but obviously the environment around was not that conducive what it is today, with easy availability of capital, easy availability of mentors, global connects, technology, etc., everything being available. I think one advice, since I meet a lot of entrepreneurs, fellow colleagues, etc., one of the key learnings which I have had in last couple of years is that sometimes entrepreneurs are so involved in the tech product they have created, they almost ignore the sales and marketing side of it. And the assumption is that, we have a good product and it'll automatically sell, and that has resulted in downfall of many businesses. So my I will urge any new entrepreneur joining the ecosystem would be that as much as time you are spending on designing the product, on the technology, and getting that part of right, almost spend equal amount of time in getting your sales and marketing processes right. Don't ignore that. That almost comes as an afterthought to people, but it should come much ahead in the game. But it's a great time to be an entrepreneur.
All right, Aditya, thank you so much for joining us and talking to us about Talentedge, about entrepreneurship, about your growth plans. It's been a pleasure to have you with us and taking all that from you, from a founder who's making it big. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Anisha. Pleasure is mine. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.
So that's it in this episode of Green Shoots. We'll be back with another episode with another founder to find out about their journey. Come back for more.